Hey everybody, Motorport 59 here. Well, I see that the media and the rank and file Democrats and people who don't understand how the Constitution works or how things are supposed to work in the United States, they're all pissed off because President Trump hasn't reached out to Governor Whitmer after the people were arrested in the plotting of a kidnapping on her. Well, first of all, it didn't occur. Uh, these people were caught before it happened. And second, she brought this on herself. These people are pissed off. Michigan was once a very powerful state. It's almost a nothing state anymore. The auto industry is really all that was left there, and she shut all that down. And it's affecting everyone. I just bought a new pickup in June, but I could not get the pickup I wanted because I couldn't be guaranteed delivery of what I was looking for possibly up to a year. And that was Ford. GMC was no better because they're not building cars. They're not building cars because they have the plants shut down. And these people they're desperate. They're saying it was a white neo-Nazi type group. To be honest with you, I really haven't read much about it. It didn't happen. She didn't get kidnapped. No one was hurt. These people were arrested prior to it happening. I wish these people, whoever they are, would have utilized their right to assemble and gone to the steps of the Capitol and protested. They could have probably gotten a whole bunch of people behind them to do it. This is no way to solve things. This is no way kidnapping. Threats like that's no way to solve the problems we have today. It's only going to make things worse. But back to everybody being butthurt about Trump, it's not the president's problem. It's not a federal thing. It's a state thing. If federal charges were to be filed, it still wouldn't be President Trump's thing. Gretchen Whitmer doesn't like Trump. She's an avowed Trump hater. Why should he reach out to her? This whole thing about reaching out to people or having something nice to say about someone who had an accident or died. Look, I'm not a person without compassion, but where my avowed enemies are concerned, I'm not going to shed a tear if they die. When Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away, it didn't affect me one bit. And I was not going to be one of those people that went online or shot a video that said she was such a great person. Because she wasn't a great person. She wasn't a great person at all. Gretchen Whitmer, I don't know anything about her really, other than that she's a Democrat and an avowed Trump hater. But she didn't seem, as with my idiot governor, she's an idiot governor too. Maybe I should get a shirt that says your governor's an idiot too. She's an idiot. She shut down the only real machine that Michigan still has to create a powerful economy. She shut it down. And the people who work there and the people, whenever something like that happens, just like the oil industry in California, whenever something like that happens, it's not just the people who work at those plants that are affected. It's the supply lines, it's the customers. Everybody becomes affected. And the economies of all of those surrounding and peripheral businesses become tied up in it. And it's like these governors just don't get it. These are supposed to be smart people. These are supposed to be educated people. These people are supposed to understand how economies work. And maybe they do. Maybe they just hate President Trump more than they love their states, their countries, their cities, their people. That's pretty much the way Democrat politicians are. I've said it again and again in many videos and in many things I've written on other platforms. The Democrats don't care about the people. They don't care about their constituents. They don't care about blacks. They don't care about gays. They don't care about immigrants, legal or illegal. They don't care about people. Nothing. They don't care. All they want to do is tell their lies and create a wobbly platform, stand on different planks as they fit their narrative. And then when they're done with that, when they've got that block of people supporting him, they move on and leave that block of people behind. They've done it. They've been doing that ever since I've been politically active, since 1980. And they're continuing to do it today, except that gap is even wider. It's even further apart. Back when there was a gray area, sometimes it worked out for some people, sometimes it didn't. This time it doesn't work out for these people, or it does. And it hasn't. I defy anybody to name anything the Democrats have done in the last 50 years that has actually helped the people. I'll be waiting for somebody to answer that. But as far as this goes, it's not President Trump's place to... What's he going to say to her? Gee, I'm really sorry that a bunch of idiots were going to kidnap you. What's he going to say? You know, it's like and here's what the left are doing too. Since he won't say anything, he's obviously supporting these people that did it. He has denounced these white trash, white neo-Nazi skinhead KKK people all down the line. And I do too. I think they're a bunch of dipshits. People call them rednecks. It's not about being a redneck. If you still think that redneck means some guy from the South or some Trump supporter, you need to go read the history of what a redneck really means and stop using that term flippantly. I know I stopped using it years ago because it doesn't really apply to many people today. But anyway, I can't stand those people. I see them and they're the most uneducated. They're toothless guys out there wearing sleeveless shirts and tank tops and big fat ass bellies and smoking cigarettes and just being the epitome of white trash. And I hate that. And their views aren't necessarily even really conservative. Those aren't the values that the average conservative pursues. Those aren't the things, that's not the way we see the world. But there's nothing that the president can do about that. And I don't think he should. I don't think he should reach out to any Democrat governors who talk shit about him all the time. He tried to help Gavin Newsom, and Newsom even didn't go to bat for him against Joy Behar, the hell ever her name is, that idiot from The View, when she accused him of holding hands with Trump. He stood up for himself in that with the issues with generators and respirators and whatever the hell they were talking about. I've lost track. There've been so many. But then he turned right around and started talking shit to Trump, demanding that the federal government bail California out for the decisions that Newsom made. And Trump told him to pound sand. And that's exactly what he should have him do. This is not a democracy. This is a constitutional republic. And the states within the republic are all allowed to govern themselves autonomously, and they should be held responsible for the bad decisions they make as well as the good decisions. You never hear when I don't know, Newsom's never made a good decision, but when they do make decisions that aren't controversial, they are the first ones to jump up there and say, look what I did, look what we did. But when it goes south on them, the first thing they want to do is demand that the federal government, and this isn't just with Trump, this goes way back, they want to demand the federal government get in and bail them out. And states all receive federal subsidies for the interstate systems and farming and things like that. But as far as the government of each state, they should be held accountable for their decisions. And if they make bad decisions, it's not up to the federal government to bail them out. I don't care who the president is. I don't even care if it's a Democrat governor. They shouldn't do it. They shouldn't spend federal taxpayer money bailing states out of bad decisions. With the fires and everything, they want the federal government to come in and render assistance. Those things have happened because of piss poor forest management, not because of decisions that have been made at the federal level. The state should be accountable for that, and I'm sorry to the victims of fires and earthquakes and things like that. But the states should be prepared for that stuff instead of blowing their money on stupid social programs that aren't working, that they're just using to drag voters in. They should be using that stuff as a fund put aside in the event of disasters, which in California are going to happen. We're going to have earthquakes. We're going to have fires. We're going to have these things that displace people, and the state should be held responsible for that, and not the federal government. Now the federal government has FEMA and organizations like that step in to help. But other than that, No more federal dollars should go to the states. The states need to start being responsible for themselves according to the Constitution. And every time the president says he backs off, and everybody says, "Oh, what a dick, what a prick, oh, he doesn't care." He's going by the Constitution. It's up to the states to take care of themselves, not up to the federal government. Washington, D.C. is not a babysitter city. It's an executive city. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Shoot me an email at motorpoet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content, and we will see you all later.